Namaste, my name is Aditi and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. In today's video, I will be guiding you step by step on how to get into a Warrior One pose, also known as Virabhadrasana pose. I will also be sharing some important techniques on how to strengthen some of your major muscles during this pose with the help of a wall and a block. So let's get started. Standing at the front of your mat in Tadasana or mountain pose, take a deep breath in and bring your hands to heart. As you exhale, step your right foot back 3/4 of a leg length. Now, this is a full leg length for me. This would be a 3/4 of a leg length. Now, you're still on the ball of your back foot. So ground your back heel. Grounding your back heel could mean different things to different people. Basically, what we want is we want your right foot, in this case your back foot, to be 45 degrees out to the right. Make sure that your heels are in one line as if you are walking on a tight rope. Now, the most important thing is hips. The hips right now, you're seeing, for me, it's going this way, but that is not the right alignment for a Warrior One. So make sure that your hips are facing the front of the mat, all right? Bend a little deeper in your front knee, basically bringing your knee over your ankle and trying to bring your thigh parallel to the floor, all right? Now, inhale, bring your arms towards the sky, palms facing each other. Now, it's very easy for us to bring our shoulders close to our ears, so make sure that you draw your shoulders away from your ears. Now, hold this pose for a few breaths. So this is a very active pose. As you can see, it targets a lot of major muscles. Your arms, your shoulders, your quads, your hamstrings, your calves. So it really helps strengthen those muscles and stretches your hip flexors, therefore improving that balance, all right? Now, inhale, bring your hands to heart. Exhale, step to the front of the mat, standing in Tadasana or mountain pose. Let us do this on the other side. So just to show you the alignment, on the other side, I'm gonna face the window here, all right? So let's take it from the top again. Standing at the top of your mat, inhale, bring your hands to heart. As you exhale, step your left foot back 3/4 of a leg length, ground your back heel. Now let's make sure that our heel is in one line. So again, as if we're walking on a tight rope, bend your front knee just to make sure that your knee is aligned over the ankle as you exhale, and then inhale, bring your arms towards the sky, palms facing each other. Again, draw your shoulders away from the ears and maybe try and bend a little more in your front knee. Again, the key is your hips are always squared. When you go to a class and your instructor says, have your hips squared, basically it needs to be facing, your hip points need to be facing the front of your mat or your front leg. All right, hold this pose for a few breaths. Inhale, bring your hands to heart. Exhale, step to the front of your mat and stand in Tadasana. So I will be showing two ways of how to get into Warrior One with the help of a wall and a block. So let's get started. So variation one would be grab one block, all right, and come close to a wall, all right? Now, similarly, now how we get into Warrior One, would be we inhale and exhale, step your right foot back 3/4 of a leg length. Now again, like you see, there's a big gap here. So try and get close to the wall. Basically what we're gonna do is we're going to place a block between our front knee and the wall, all right? So you basically, the block is supported. You don't wanna make the block fall. So you're supporting the block one side with the wall and one side with your front knee. Now, with Warrior One, what is the first thing? The first thing is the hips need to be squared. So make sure that your hips are squared to the front of the mat, all right? Now I'm still on the ball of my foot, on my back foot. Now ground your back heels. Automatically, your body, when you anchor your back foot, it should fall in a 45-degree angle to the right, all right? Now again, we are making sure that our heel are in one line. So if it is not, please go ahead and make sure it is in one line, making it look like you're walking on a tight rope. Now, basically what this really helps is, it really helps with the stability in your quads, and you go ahead and press your front knee into the block. Now, as you see, I'm adjusting my stance, so feel free to maybe increase your stance or reduce your stance. But again, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable, and you shouldn't get away from your hips being square. So make sure your hips are square facing the wall. Now, inhale, bring your arms towards the sky. Again, your shoulders should be drawn away from the ears. And as you inhale and exhale, bend deeper into the block. So bend your knee, press the knee into the block here, all right? Now, inhale, bring your hands to heart. Exhale, grab your block and come standing close to the wall, all right? Now, the second variation for this could be for people who are unable to ground their foot, right? Who are not able to, no matter what, they're just not able to ground that foot here. So how do we use the wall, and how do we use a block in that case? So we take one block and we put it horizontally aligning with the wall. Now you want to gauge your distance from the block in a way that your back heel falls on this block here, all right? So in my case, this is roughly where it will fall, right? So now again, we can increase or decrease our stance depending on where the block is placed. So that's not a big issue. The main cue we need to keep in mind is that we're always square to the front of the mat, all right? So again, let's try this variation to help with the back foot. So standing at the top of your mat, take a deep breath in, bring your hands to heart, all right? In this case, I'm gonna go with the left foot just to kind of balance things out. So step your left foot back 3/4 of a leg length, all right? So on the ball of my foot, ground your back heel. So here your heel is supported by the block. Make sure your hip points are facing the front of the mat. Bend your right knee. So make sure your knee is aligned over the ankle. And as this is when you exhale. So exhale, bend your right knee, bringing it over the ankle. Inhale, bring your arms towards the sky, palms facing each other. Make sure your shoulders are drawn away from the ears, and hold your pose here for a few breaths, right? Now, inhale, bring your hands to heart. Exhale, step to the front of the mat, standing in Tadasana. So what basically these wall poses really do is, and the block really helps, is to increase that flexibility, increase that stamina, and helps you improve that balance. So when you are, whether it is you need stability in your quads, this is a good way to begin. If it is your back foot, then this is a good way to start. I hope you found this video helpful. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel, HomeYogi. We will see you on the mat next week. Till then, stay safe and stay happy. Dhanyavad.